Hello YouTube viewers, I am Sania Asif and you are watching my channel Easy Learning with Sania. So today's topic of discussion is types of derivatives, and this complete video is dedicated to BCom students, MCom students, BBA students and those who are enrolled in MBA finance. And yes, if you are an investor or you are willing to invest in derivative market, so this particular video is going to be so beneficial for you. Okay, so watch this video till the end. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so here we have a types of derivatives, and yes, one thing which is also very important, before watching this particular video, I would suggest you to watch my previous video where I have already discussed about derivatives and its nature in detail. Okay, so here we have types of derivatives. Mainly we have four types of derivatives. On number one we have forward contracts. On number two we have future contracts. Okay, on number three we have options. On number four we have swaps, and options are two types. There is two categories of options: option to buy call and option to sell. Okay, and yes, we have a participants of derivatives. Try to understand this point. Mainly there are three types of investors. We have a hedgers, we have a speculators, we have a arbitrageurs. Try to understand all these three investors one by one. Try to understand about hedgers. What hedgers mainly do is, hedgers mainly try to reduce the risk. They try to invest in a certain commodities where the risk get reduced. Try to reduce the risk. Okay, they always try to involve in a type of contracts where a risk will get reduced. Okay, and we have a speculators. What they do in the market, they just speculate in the market. Okay, and according to that they invest. The best example of speculators is intraday trading. Okay, intraday trading. Intraday trading. Okay, so speculators mainly they just speculate the market, and according to that they invest. Okay, so there is a chances of profits, and yes, there is a chances of losses as well. Arbitrageurs is another category of investors. What they do is they play a very safe game. Now the question is how they play a very safe game, because there is no involvement of risk at all. Let me use this. No involvement of risk at all. Now the question is, why there is a no involvement of risk at all? This is risk actually. Okay, so there is no involvement of risk at all. Why there is no involvement of risk? What they do is they buy our shares from the market where prices are low and sell out those shares in the market where prices are high. Okay, so if suppose we have two markets, we know this very well. We have a Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, we have a Bombay Stock Exchange and yes, we have a national stock exchange. Okay, so what they do is they buy our shares from the market where prices are low and sell out the same shares in the market where prices are high. So this is how they make a profit. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a features of features of forward contracts. Okay, so try to understand this. Let me remove all this to have a better understanding of this slide. Okay, so and let me change the color also. Take this one. Okay, so these are bilateral contracts, hence exposed to counterparty risk. Definitely, we know that forward contracts are bilateral contracts because there is an involvement of two parties, one is seller and one is buyer, and that is why there is a chances that either party will get default. Okay, so there is a chances of default risk, or you can say there is a chances of non-performance of contract from the side of either party. On number 2 we have each contract is customer design. This is important, hence is unique in terms of contract size, this is size actually, expiration date and asset type and quality. Try to understand this point because each contract is customer design. Customer design means here, because you know what, there is a seller and there another person is a buyer and there is no involvement of any intermediary body. Okay, this is that is why what happens, they both the parties decided everything. Okay, and according to that they perform everything. Okay, so this is why it is called as these contracts are customer design. Everything is going to be negotiated between these two parties. Okay, and there is no involvement of any third party, whether it's regarding the expiration date or contract size or quality. On number 3 we have a the contract price is generally not available in public domain. Try to understand this feature. The contract price is generally not available in public domain. What does it mean? It means that in the case of future contract we will study that prices are very transparent. Okay, because prices are listed in stock exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange, but this do not happen in the case of forward contract, because forward contracts are generally done on daily basis, like we people do a forward contracts, or we people get involved in forward contracts. Try to understand this point. On the expiration date the contract has to be settled by delivery of asset. Yes, this is one of the important point here. The contract is mainly okay, so try to understand, there is a delivery of assets. Yes, when the expiration date reached, in case of forward contracts there is mostly a delivery of asset is done. Okay, so there is no cash settlement, there is only a delivery of asset is done, like there is a farmer and there is another person who is going to sell or who is going to buy a wheat from the farmer. So what will happen, the farmer will pay a wheat after the expiration date is reached and the seller will pay a price. Okay, so there is a delivery of a certain commodity, whatever we had fixed or whatever we had negotiated in the contract. Try to understand this point. Next point, if party wishes to reverse the contract, Yes, the party wishes to reverse the contract. What does it mean? That there is a chances that either party, you know, will get default. There's a chances that anyone take their steps back from the contract, whether it's a buyer or whether it's a seller. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a example of forward contract. So try to understand this particular example. This is very easy, but I have just placed this example so that you know you can write this example in your exams, in your papers. Okay, or you can draw a figure like this. It will leave a great impression. Okay, so try to understand this flow of forward contract. Okay, how the flow goes on. There is a farmer, suppose, and there is a customer, or you can say buyer. The farmer agrees to sell the wheat at rupees 4 kg for at rupees 40 per kg after 3 months. So as you are seeing here, you know, acid is done, acid is wheat. Okay, and time is 3 months. After 3 months, okay, so this is time actually. Okay, okay, so after 3 months, what will happen? The farmer will deliver a wheat, and the customer, who's a seller, will pay a price. The price will equals to 200, because he is going to buy 40 rupees per kg, and he is going to purchase a 5 kg. So 5 kg is multiplied by 40, which is equals to 200 rupees. Okay, done. Hope this example is completely clear to you. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a discussion on future contracts. Try to understand this. Here we have a discussion on future contracts. Let me remove all this. Okay, so let me went through with the first point. Future contracts are highly standardized contract, or it is called a standardized legal contract. Why these are standardized contract? The reason is because there is an involvement of stock exchange. Okay, there is an involvement of stock exchange, and this is why these are standardized legal contract that provide for performance of contract through either deferred delivery asset or final cash settlement. Yes, you know, in case of future contracts, the settlement is based on cash settlement. Okay, yeah, there is no delivery of assets, because you know, mainly we deal in shares. So there is delivery, you can say the settlement is done in cash. Okay, let's move on to the next point. These contracts trade on organized future exchanges with a clearing association that act as a middleman between the contracting parties. Yes, okay, I have already told you about this, that there is a middleman, and that middleman is a stock exchange. Okay, that middleman is a stock exchange. Okay, and because everything is decided by stock exchange, so stock exchange work as an intermediary body between the two parties. Okay, so there is a suppose these are two parties, one is a seller and another is a buyer. So there is an involvement of a stock exchange, which is not happen in the case of forward contracts. Okay, so let me move on to the third point. Okay, so contract seller is called short and buyer long. Both parties pay margin to the clearing association. Yes, clear. Do you know what is the clearing? What is the meaning of clearing association here? Actually, clearing association is nothing but a stock exchange. They are talking about stock exchange. There is an involvement of stock exchange. Okay, and both the parties pay margin to the stock exchange. This is used as performance bond by contracting parties. Don't be get panic. Try to understand there is an involvement of clearing association, and yes, try to understand this term margin money. Okay, you know what is the meaning of margin money? Actually, you know what happened in this future contract. There is a buyer and there is a seller. Stock exchange do not bear the risk. So what stock exchange do, they take a deposit from the side of buyer and from the side of seller, or you can say from both the parties. They take a certain deposits, and if suppose any party is going to default in future, so that you can say that margin money will pay to the another party. Okay, so this is the margin money. And you know what, in real life, or you can say in examples, maybe you see the margin money is a small amount, but in actual the margin money is, you know, large. Margin paid are generally marked to market price every day. Okay, so margin paid are generally marked to market price every day. So margin money is basically depends on the market price. Okay, so whatever is going in that particular scenario, it depends on that. Okay, try to understand the next point. Each future contract has association with month that represents the month of contract delivery or final settlement. These contracts are identified with their delivery months, like July table, December delivery. Okay, you know what happened, each future contract has an association month. Okay, so basically these, you know, there is a dates. Okay, actually there is no particular one fixed date. So there can be a 2 dates or 3 dates. So this happens like this. Okay, every future contract represents a specific quantity. This is again very important. Every future contract represents a specific quantity. It is not negotiated by the parties to the contract. Okay, so there is no like negotiation between our parties that okay, this term or this quantity has decided. No, you have to buy a certain number of shares, and shares are always available in lots. So you have to buy a certain lot, you have to buy a lots, and whatever the quantity is available in that lot, that is sufficient, or you can say that is done. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a next slide. Try to understand this point or this example. Actually, let me remove all this. What we are going to cover up with this example, understand this, or you can write this example in your exams, in your papers. Okay, it again leaves a very good impression. It will leave a very good impression. Okay, so two parties transact a future. In case of future contract, we are already aware there is only involvement of two party. One is a seller and another is a buyer. But in the case of you can say in the case of in the case of future contract, no, in the case of future contract there is involvement of third party also. Sorry, that happens in the case of forward contract. There is no involvement of any third party, but in the case of future contract there is an involvement of third party, and that third party is called as clearing house, and that clearing house is nothing but stock exchange. and we have a stock, okay, so we have a stock exchange in India, stock exchange, okay, that is Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. Okay, so there is an intermediary. That intermediary is called as clearing house. Okay, so this example is very good. You can write this example. Okay, so hope these things are clear here. Okay, so please, at last I will request to you all, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and yes, keep learning with Sania. Thank you very much.